Suddenly being transported to another world isn't always a blessing. Sometimes it brings suffering and events beyond comprehension. The ordinary life you once took for granted, no matter how boring it seemed, can vanish in an instant, replaced by a strange world full of mystery and danger. Yet this is where the adventure begins. A new world of challenges, secrets waiting to be uncovered, and powers beyond imagination. Here are the top 10 isekai you absolutely have to check out in early 2026, ready to deliver thrilling experiences and captivate the imagination of every true fantasy fan. When your entire class gets isekai'd with god-tier cheat skills, being a loner might actually be your greatest advantage. When a mysterious higher being summons his class to a fantasy world, everyone rushes to grab the best powers. Because he was too late to the party, all the good skills were taken, leaving him with a pile of weird leftover trash skills that no one wanted. Now stuck with abilities that make him a permanent solo player, he is forced to navigate a dangerous world without a party. But as it turns out, these garbage skills have hidden synergies that make him a versatile survivor. While his classmates struggle with their ego-driven politics and the harsh reality of combat, he thrives in the shadows, proving that you don't need a hero's cape to conquer a new world. Fusing a snarky, solo survivalist attitude with clever tactical battles, this rebellious isekai follows a fiercely independent soul navigating a world of expectations. Being a workaholic in the real world is exhausting, but being a workaholic in a fantasy world makes you an unstoppable god. Sano is a corporate drone who gets summoned to another world while finishing his work at home. In this new realm, he discovers that he is a monster tamer, a class considered weak and difficult for adventurers. However, after befriending a single slime and accidentally reading a room full of magical grimoires, he gains a second class, Sage. With an army of adorable slimes at his command and more mana than he knows what to do with, he becomes the most overpowered magic user the world has ever seen. Despite his immense power, he remains hilariously stoic, often defeating world-ending threats while barely realizing he's doing anything special. As he roams the world, his army of slimes uncovers hidden threats and solves problems with ease. A legendary saga unfolds as he wields unimaginable magic to reshape a realm of monsters and sorcery. A tragic ending turns into a beautiful new beginning when a girl's hospital room is replaced by the vast, sun-drenched plains of her favorite game. Confined to life support and cut off from the world she knew, a young woman discovers her only escape in the VR MMO Leedale, a place where she can truly live and explore. A sudden power outage ends her life in the real world, and she awakens as her high-level avatar, Kena, 200 years after the era she once knew. Now a legendary powerhouse in a world vastly changed, Kena chooses a life of freedom and leisure. She soon realizes that the NPCs she created, including her 3 grown-up children, have become real people with lives of their own. Traveling the continent and solving local problems with her overpowered magic, Kena seeks to rediscover the world and reconnect with her digital family. This heartwarming comfort isekai follows a legendary soul as she journeys through a transformed world, using her wisdom and power to rediscover and reshape it. In a world devoid of magic, a man awakens determined to invent it from scratch. A man obsessed with magic dies and wakes up in another world, only to discover that magic is nothing but a myth, and humans survive by swords and sheer strength. Determined not to abandon his lifelong dream, he dedicates his new life to studying the laws of nature, striving to create magic from scratch. Through relentless trials and perilous experiments, he begins to unlock the secrets of fire, wind, and other elemental forces. As the first magic maker, he draws both fascinated allies and wary enemies, people who have never witnessed such power. Merging a scientist's ingenuity with a childlike awe for the arcane, he embarks on a groundbreaking isekai journey. It is an inventive odyssey in a magicless world, where imagination holds the power to reshape reality itself. Along the way, he will face forces that seek to control or destroy the very magic he is creating. Surviving a world of magic requires the same discipline as surviving the corporate grind, and a very strong stomach. After being shot in Japan, a hard-working office worker is reincarnated into the world of Galdardia as Luciel. In a land where healers are notoriously greedy, he chooses to become a cleric, determined to live a long, peaceful life by being self-sufficient and resilient. Lacking natural talent, Luciel endures a brutal training regimen that earns him the nickname, the Zombie Healer. He consumes the revolting Substance X to boost his stats and suffers tormenting physical training from a sadistic martial artist, becoming a healer capable of taking as much damage as he mends. As he rises through the Healers Guild, Luciel works to root out corruption while proving that a true saint is forged through sweat and sheer willpower. a gritty underdog tale of a disciplined healer battling corruption and mastering his craft to reshape the world. True power doesn't come from a sword, but from the rare resources hidden in the world's most dangerous corners. Takaru receives a second life in a fantasy realm, gifted with skills solely for the ultimate material collection. With the ability to identify, harvest, and process rare ingredients that others overlook, he turns the environment itself into his greatest asset. Accompanied by his spirit companion, he ventures into forests and dungeons, not to fight, but to gather rare ingredients for legendary creations. As he gathers treasures that kings would kill for, he discovers that a quiet life of harvesting can lead to the most extraordinary adventures. Merging the zen-like satisfaction of gathering with vast, vibrant exploration delivers a refreshing and peaceful isekai journey. The story begins as a skilled gatherer traverses a world of hidden treasures and natural beauty, holding the keys to reshape it all. In a world where everything is dropped by monsters, having the ultimate luck is better than having the highest level. Ryota Sato dies from overwork and reincarnates in a bizarre fantasy world where every necessity, from food to gold, must be earned as loot from dungeon monsters. To his dismay, he discovers that his level is permanently stuck at 1, making him the statistically weakest person alive, seemingly doomed to fail in a world ruled by stats. However, fortune finally smiles on him when he awakens a broken, one-of-a-kind skill, S-rank drop rate, ensuring every monster drops treasures beyond imagination. While everyone else struggles to find basic scraps, every monster he defeats drops legendary, top-tier items that shouldn't even exist. Joining forces with a spirited adventurer, he turns dungeon loot into world-shaping power, proving that luck and strategy can make even the weakest a force to be reckoned with. The most powerful armor in the world isn't made of steel. It's a giant, fluffy bear suit that grants strength and magic beyond imagination. Yuna is a 15-year-old shut-in who prefers the virtual world of her favorite virtual reality game over reality. After a massive game update, she is gifted a unique, non-removable bear costume and suddenly finds herself transported to a real fantasy world. To her surprise, the adorable outfit grants her god-tier physical strength, elite magical abilities, and the power to summon oversized spirit bears. Stranded in this new land, she chooses to live life on her own terms, using her unbearable powers to protect a young girl named Fina and improve the lives of local villagers. As she builds bear-shaped houses and defeats mythical krakens with ease, Yuna realizes that being a legendary hero is far more fun when you're comfortable. Blending cozy charm with magical mayhem, this isekai follows a fluffy wanderer reshaping a whimsical world. Victory is inevitable when the world's greatest strategist is reborn as the god of a ruinous nation. Takuto was the top-ranked player of a world-famous 4X strategy game, known for leading the evil civilization of Minogra to absolute dominance. Upon succumbing to a terminal illness, he is reborn in a fantasy realm as the eternal king of Minogra, his loyal and terrifying hero Ato by his side. Starting in a desolate wasteland with nothing but a few weak followers, he must use his god-tier tactical knowledge to rebuild his empire from the ground up. Unlike other heroes who seek to save the world, his journey is one of calculated conquest, expansion, and evil efficiency. As Minogra's influence spreads, he must face rival kingdoms and holy crusaders who view his civilization as the ultimate threat to existence. Fusing high-stakes empire building with a dark strategic twist, this epic follows a tactical genius in divine form as he reshapes a ruined world. In a world where wizards are the only shield against a recurring celestial disaster, a single schoolgirl holds the key to their unity. On her way home, Akira is whisked away to a mystical realm to serve as the sage. A colossal moon, known as the Great Calamity, descends annually, and only the combined might of wizards from 5 nations can prevent the world's destruction. Tasked with guiding these powerful but fractured magical beings, she must find and unite the surviving wizards to face the moon's next fateful descent. Despite a desire to return home, she agrees to lead the 21 wizards, each burdened by ancient rivalries and deep-seated traumas. As she navigates the delicate politics between the 5 countries, she must build bonds of trust with these eccentric protectors to prevent the world from falling into lunar chaos. A grand celestial mystery meets deep character drama as this misplaced soul navigates lunar shadows. Ancient promises push her to reshape a world of magic.